Alright, Vipers Whip back here with more FM26. I've changed my stuff again. We're gonna give this a try. We're taking on Villa. And I'm hoping that our under 21s drew. Villa has won both games so far. We're going to aim to give them their first loss. So she doesn't play. She's a sub, so that's okay. So here's one of the coaches I hired. And we'll send on a coaching course. Always ask them to recommend a signing. Because we have lots of money, we normally can do this. So Broderick has to be removed from position. And this is our starting 11. And hopefully as time goes on, we're going to... It shouldn't be too long because we did play this same starting 11 in the preseason, that they'll start to develop the connection. So these three develop a connection, these two develop a connection, and these three develop a connection. In older versions, these four would develop a connection, but they don't do that with the goalkeeper anymore. Yeah, I know, but I don't have enough players. So, let's go. And I'm not sure where Rachel Daly is playing. I really like that I found that. I don't know if it was there before. Yeah, we're not going to go hard on Daly because she's going to be in the box. And too often, I've got penalties because of that. Like if you go hard on... Maybe these ones you could tackle, but when they play up here, or these guys, they're going to be in the box a lot. Now sometimes they're out here and you could slide tackle them and get a free kick from there. It's fine. But they often come in here. We don't know exactly what they're playing. If they're playing inside, then they're going to come in and you get free penalties. So you can go hard on probably all of these people if you wanted. Like we should probably go hard on the defensive mid and trigger press on defensive mid because they like to play balls through, and you could maybe go hard on them, take the ball away. That's only going to change that for this game. I'll see how it works, but I could go change it in the tactics screen. So yeah, there's no good options yet. We're going to flip this to defensive. It worked well against Man City, and with Villa having won their first 2 games, we're going to just be careful. Now, we outshot Man City and stuck with them the whole game, so I really think that our team is really good now. So I am quite pleased with the development of the team, and it's only going to get better and better over time as their Wonder Kids start gaining all those stats. Right now, we're probably not going to score as often as we will in the future because, you know, they're not at their full level yet. But you only have to score 1. Now, they started with the ball, and like I've said before, it's normal that you lose the ball when you start with it, but it's not 100%. Looks like she's going to get a shot, and what a save by Ghilardi. What a save. That was going right there in a place where it's very hard for a goalie to save. Oh my God, what a save. What a save. That was amazing. She is a Wonder Kid goalie, and she's only going to get better over time. That was amazing. That was one of the saves of the year right there. That was targeted for the very far top corner. Now, yeah, it was right to go defensive. They are all over us. We have had 5 corners and no highlights. I should change it to play for set pieces. I might get more corners and more free kicks and get to test out my new system there. It's based on... I've kind of amalgamated some stuff from other people because I don't find anyone to be super compelling. And nobody plays women, really. I haven't seen anybody playing women on YouTube, for example. Oh, what a shot. What a fucking shot. And she has 7 finishing. I've told her not to shoot. What a shot. Long shots do help, that kind of thing. But what a fucking shot. Oh my God. What a shot. Look at this shot. Played back to her, and she has to curl it in. And it's right in the top corner. Ghilardi saved one of those, but what a shot. 50% on our shots on goal. Now, again, we normally lose the ball when you start with it there. Cordellino got taken down, but they're way in their end, so I'm hoping that this is one of those journey ones where it goes back and forth, but we'll see how they march it up the field here. We're in extra time, so it always sucks if you get scored on in extra time. Oh, what kind of... Okay. Never mind. Why did you... Like, they've got to work on these highlights. I know they're working on a bunch of, like, bugs and stuff. Yeah. But the highlights have to be worked on. And I want highlights for the called back goals. In one of the friendlies in the preseason, I scored 3 goals they said were offside. I only would contest one of those 3, but I want to see that. It was in FM24. I really hope they add it back in. Maybe just as an option if you want to see it. It was an option. Let's see if they've added any options here. They have not. So, yeah. Alright, here's a throw in. Corbin can cross the ball in to Priscilla, and she can pop the ball in the net. So you can see defensive doesn't hamper your ability to score. It just says you're going to play a bit more responsible defensively and less risky, like I've said in the past. attacking, you're willing to take more risks. And defensive, you're willing to take fewer risks. There's very defensive, which I've never, ever used. I only play defensive against bigger teams, and we're new to the WSL. I'm going to be using this a fair bit before halfway through the season and seeing where we are. And as our team starts to gel, I can be positive or attacking. Positive is kind of... It used to be the best one to be honest, because it means you don't wholly give up. Attacking is a bit too risky for my blood a lot of the time, but it overperforms in FM26 right now, attacking. It's where positive used to be. So yeah, great goal. Priscilla put herself in a good spot. She hasn't been scoring, so I'm happy to see that she was up and in the play there. So we are out shooting them, which is nice. That's a turnaround from the first half. And a corner highlight. Let's see. We didn't get our head on it, but the people we put out on the side got the ball. And Barry was allowed to walk in there, basically, and get a goal. I'll count that as a corner highlight. I have to start counting those because we have the players out here, so we get that second opportunity. I'm gonna have to see who was standing where, because if we come to set pieces, I think A1, I think this is how it's organized. So A1, I want to be Mapone. A2, Barry. But Barry came here. A3, Priscilla at the far post can kick a ball in. A2, Barry over here, kick a ball in. A4 is our second best header, should be on the goalie. And then when we come to creators, I put C2 as Blanc because she's a good header as well, and she would come in for a ball there. I haven't seen that yet. She did score a goal, but if she's not going to move in, I'm going to put like McInnes or somebody else there with better than 7 finishing. She does have very good long shots, but and there's no one really better with the long shots. It doesn't put finishing here. You can't add categories here, which I hate. I do play a little risky. I just haven't been penalized for it ever that I can recall. Maybe once or twice, but I think I get more results from having a very strong offense here. And just one person staying back has always served me well. I do not sign players with less than like 11 or 12 pace. So my team is higher than average speed, which allows them to get back. So here Barry goes through Wilms and gets a free shot in there. Yeah, I'm going to actually start that, doing that, even though we've only got one. Well, we did score a goal from a corner highlight. Whatever. I can't complain just because it's not Mapone heading it in the net. We're getting the ball and doing something with it. Now they're playing it down there, and I think Jones got her head on it but wasn't able to do anything good with it. It'd be very unlikely to not win this game, but I've seen bad things happen before. So, can praise. Here's the close distribution, but she plays it wide out to Gonzalez, which was a great play. McInnes give and go. Gonzalez is not the fastest, but she's outpacing Grant there. And there we go. Barry. Barry is tall. Well, mid. And she has good jumping reach and decent heading, which is more than our people had there before. I was able to sell some of my youngsters that just were not Wonder Kids for, 100K, 50K, 60K. With a rich owner, that stuff doesn't matter as much. Oh, and here's a highlight for this is a shot. I have a bunch of people going forward, so if the goalie... Oh, that's another corner. She got it on net, but it was kind of more or less right at the goalie. We don't have a great long shooter, but maybe she'll turn into that as time goes on. Like from free kicks, I mean. I can train her on that eventually. We've got a long time to train her, so we can fill in the holes. Gonzalez is out. We're 4-0. I am happy putting Pierce out there. I'm happy putting making a few subs here. Jones can come out. I want to get Roberts on the field, but Taylor is a wonder kid. Yeah, I'll put Roberts in for Jones. And I like to work from defense out. And I'll take Mapone. For Taylor. And then we'll do Blanc for Flannery. Get our 2 wonder kids on the field. Don't have anyone. If Corbin and Pierce over there, but with Gonzalez not quite being up to snuff with her stamina yet. Corbin's gonna have to tough it out. We don't really have anyone who can play upright here. Barry has 2 goals. You can't take her off. How's Gilmore's crossing? Terrible. There's only 10 minutes left. That's enough. No, McInnes has 16 fucking finishing. Of course I'm not going to tell her to shoot less often. She might be shooting from far away and she doesn't have the best long shots. Ever working on shooting to get that up. And we're gonna beat the best team in the league. I don't mind if they score because I don't like paying clean sheet bonuses, even though we have lots of money in our wage budget or whatever. But so I hope they score here, I guess. There we go. Yep. And yeah, take the ball and run back daily. She scores a lot. She's their striker. Of course she's going to score. I don't know if she's one of the best players in the world, though. And there we go. Last possession. Better Opta, whatever this is. I have to look into what the fuck that means. And there we go. I'll give her credit. I did not think that was going to go in. She has 7 shooting. And Jones makes return to English football. She played last game, so... What? Maybe her first game... I think this was our first home game. Like, look at these. There's always negative fans. Oh, it's Carrie Jones on Villa? Oh, there's so many Jones. What's that? What's being the big last name in fucking game? Everyone is Jones, 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 Jones. Because I thought this must be our Jones. Whatever, anyways. So, there's only 2 teams that haven't lost games yet. I don't know when we're playing Chelsea, but that will be a titanic battle. Chelsea doesn't have the goal tally to push us into second, so what a game. And Fiona, hey, stop. Fiona, player of the week. How many goals does she have so far this year? She has 4 goals in 4 games and 1 assist. Wow. No, 3 appearances, 4 goals. Yeah. What's this about? I don't understand what it's displaying here. What's this 4 and 1? Was that in the friendlies and like the friendlies we played in the opening matches? I don't really know, but she's been scoring like crazy. That's Wonder Kids, and like I said, she's only going to get better. I could look in the editor to see what her cap is for stats. It's set in the engine. They have a cap of the. They have a range that they'll finish in. It would be like 150 to 180 or something like that. Basically 130 is the cap for normal, like not Wonder Kids. And then above that to 180, 200 even. But that's like Jesus level, like Messi and those people. At 200 or over 190. So most Wonder Kids are between 140 and 180. So yeah, maybe I'll go through and look at what my players are like, because she's scoring like crazy. Part of that's just the setup that we're using, but I'm really pleased. There's players in her position that only get 4 goals all season. McInnes, who is not a Wonder Kid, I wonder if she's super happy at the moment. Is this the happiness scale? I swear I used to be able to see this here. Well, I don't see it immediately here. Overview. Perfect happiness. I'm not going to talk to her. Yeah, sorry. Wrong screen. All these stats, I know there's some down arrows, but they've played 3 games in a week or whatever. Their training is not going to be the best at the moment. But, yeah, these are all going up. These are all going up. These are all going up. She'll get stronger. She's 20 years old. She's 20 years old. You can see part of that gray is potential. So she's going to get here for sure almost. And this is potential. Now part of that is improving our coaching. And that's what picking these guys up was for. So hold on. We're going to do this. Has to recommend signing. And we're going to send him on a coaching course. And we'll see how high they go. I haven't looked to see whether the coaches have caps on what they can end up at. Because it doesn't tell you a number now. It used to tell you a number. So people were shocked. 2,500 is the cap. We sold 2,200 season tickets, I think. Are you going to take me to a screen here? So season ticket holders, 2256, it only holds 2,500. They'll put... I'm kind of surprised. Maybe the men played at the Stadium of Light. I've seen... Like even last year, occasionally we played at the Stadium of Light, and then we'd have like 1,900 people in a 45,000 seat arena, or 50,000, whatever it is. There's only 250 seats, so 2,250 people have to stand there. Whatever, it is what it is. And like I said in the previous episode, it's not a very large awning. It just basically covers the people. So if the wind's coming the wrong direction, you're going to get rained on. I don't know if I want to do another game. Let's see when my next fixture is. It's in 4 days. But then the next episode, there's a long run between the games. So I filmed a lot today. This is the same day as the other episode that I filmed. And I've droned on. Let's go to our tactics and team instructions. Where did I see the opposition instructions again? Oh, right here. So yeah, on defensive mid, we're gonna... you don't see this making a difference necessarily. Let's trigger a press and go hard on the defensive mid. Now, nobody plays 3 defensive mid. But the DMCLs and DMCRs, I might want to show onto a weaker foot. They can end up coming in to cross the ball. And you do that for the MRs and MLs, weaker foot, because you want them to have difficulty crossing. When it says C there, it's talking about center. And if they don't have a mid-right and a mid-left, and they're playing 3 here, then these people can end up out wide. So I think we'll do that. And the same thing here. You can play 3 midfields. So if you're not playing wingers, then these people will end up out wide. This just means you're just going to stand in the right place to make them have to hit with their other foot or block them or whatever. This is talking about the next game already. I don't know what position that person's playing. We're also going to go to team instructions, and we're going to play for set pieces, I think. We're not good at free kicks necessarily. Let's see what. We still, only Barry can kind of jump. Gonzalez can jump. But McInnes and Priscilla are not great jumpers, so I don't want to put these in like mixed crosses yet and get a bunch of headers that don't really work. You can see we do get occasionally a header. Just saying low crosses doesn't block them from doing a high cross if that's all that's really available. We're still discouraging shots from distance. Shoot less often is on for her. She scored a nice goal there, but as you can see, that doesn't mean they're not going to shoot. Like, they still shoot even if you tell them not to. And all of these people are capable of scoring. Not terrific finishing on her, but like this girl, like, she's gonna be fucking amazing. Yep, I'm excited for the future for my team. So yeah, team instructions. I'm gonna play for set pieces. That means they're gonna let the ball roll out and take a throw in instead of trying to save it from going out, which can lead to problems because sometimes you get to the ball, but there's another player chasing you. Only 4 days away. I'm going to put her back in so I don't forget, but she should be available for next game. And she's a wonder kid. So, yeah, I'm just going to organize these by the importance of getting them on the field. So here's my wonder kids. And so I have 3 wonder kids on the bench. And then Kitching is a useful player up here. Roberts is not going to play as often. She's going to probably retire at the end of this year. That's what happened last time because she's not playing very much. But I want to hire her as a coach. she's extremely happy right now. Whatever. Anyway, she knows that she's not really up to snuff for this league, but I have put her on occasionally. She's a decent crosser, but her speed is terrible. So that will be it for this episode. Kind of a short one, but with the schedule coming up the way it is. So it looks like we start our League Cup run kind of late. It feels late. And they haven't even scheduled the FA Cup. It'll probably happen in here somewhere. All those games, we don't really have, like, if we look at our under 21s, I've been pretty happy with our intake. And look, they have pretty good ability right now. So if I get injuries, I will be happy to bring these kids up. Meehan's on loan. But yeah, because we changed our head of youth development, I don't know how to see him. We have hired 2 new coaches, so let's see if there's any change here. These are our 2 new coaches. So they're not fantastic at training anything just yet. Just kind of relieving the pressure on this fellow, who doesn't need to train. Oh yeah, I moved the goalkeeper and fitness and special teams over here. So yeah, we have a pretty good goaltending coach, but he's already at the max, but he is, 3.5 stars. So would I go change him out? So goalkeeping coach just needs goalkeeping and then some stuff over here. His personality is balanced. You'd think after coaching for us for a couple years this would change, but it hasn't, which is dumb. Like, the preferred formations should update if they've played for you and they've seen it work a couple times, All this stuff they should start to buy into your system. They haven't really thought this shit through. But yeah, he's very good. If I go to there's just no one even close. If we go to coaching qualifications, wow, there are just no goaltending coaches. In Continental B, we're all the way here. There's just A and Pro. So, like, even this fitness guy. And there's, like, we're all the way to Continental B before we get a reasonable one. So, yeah, I can't let go of my goaltending coach. I haven't seen anyone. And this is like everybody, whether they have a job or not. Like, this is all the coaches we know about. And you're all the way here, and there's just a reasonable one. Let's look at fitness. There's a competent one here. But I've hired her. So she could end up being our fitness coach at some point. And she's the only competent one. Oh, there's a competent, but National B. I could hire one more coach. I want to see how my people do. National B, National A. This person's pretty good. Did they have bad opinion or something? No, balanced personality. He's unsuited in authority. But if we put him as fitness coach, yeah, you still need authority. Working with youngsters is also always a good thing as well because that helps development. I don't know if authority, like if your mental attributes go up with coaching courses. I've never really tracked that. It should just go up over time, right? But he's 51 years old and his authority is terrible, so he just lacks self-confidence. That's why he's coaching under 19s. Basically, I don't think I would hire him. But yeah, there's not a lot of good fitness coaches even. Like, you've got 3 more steps here to go. Rob Fitzgerald. He's pretty good here. And good with youngsters. He's a free agent. And he's 30 years old. He does only have 3 steps to go, though. What's my coach like? Club staff. So if we look at it, well, let's go to training. Our fitness coach is also 3.5, but he's also capped out. Let's see what it says for. He's good. I think it goes competent, reasonable, or I think it goes competent, average. No, competent, reasonable, average, good, very good. So if a competent guy has national, was it National A? I like that you can just keep going back. So for fitness coach. And he's National A, so he's got International CBA Pro. So 4 steps to go. It goes competent, reasonable, average, good. So he would end up being the same as our guy now if you only go up 1 step per time. Because it would go reasonable, average. Oh no, well, he has to take 4 steps. So he could end up being very good. in fitness if you go up a step each time, but I don't know if that happens or not. So he's a free agent. I don't see anyone picking him up during the season here. His reputation is obscure. He's unambitious, so I probably don't want him actually. But yeah, I want to see who what the steps do as they coach. Could end up with some stellar coaches if you go up in a stat each time. We don't really have any good defensive tactic person. And we don't have any good attacking technique. Attacking tactic. I'm going to do that because he gets another half star there. And Ryan Hansen is... Yeah, these guys have basically no coaching credentials, right? So they're starting at 2 stars, and a couple things they could end up at 4 stars or 5 stars or whatever. So this could be a decent project. I haven't seen anyone approach this kind of thing. So no qualifications, National C, the lowest other than no qualifications. So they could all take steps. Paige is going to join us, and she could take steps. A couple. So we'll have 2 female coaches. No, 3 female coaches. So that's pretty good. Managing director isn't even a thing here. So I guess you just want a really good coach to be your managing director. And he's not a very good coach. So he shows up here. So yeah, I have to get rid of him. He has no coaching qualifications. And you can't send him on one. So basically I'd want to promote one of the guys who we train up to become managing director, because he's a coach. He shows up here, but you can't send him on a coaching, which is dumb. So when you hire a managing director, you have to look at coaching attributes, because I don't see managing director here as anything. So I don't know what stats you need as a managing director. And you show up here. And you can see she's good for assistant manager. But she also shows up here. And she has a National A license, which means I should be able to... Why can the manager take coaching course, but Helen, she can't? Because she could do better. So you need, in addition to good assistant manager credentials, you also need at least one good coaching attribute. So you need motivating people management, judging player potential and everything like that for your assistant manager, and at least one good, really good coaching attribute that you don't already have covered by somebody else. This is a lot to ask. Why can't you send her for coach? Maybe she's already doing one? That's entirely possible. Because I sent everyone on coaching courses that can go on them. So maybe she's already on a coaching course. Does it show you? Yeah, it doesn't show you as on going for a coaching qualification. So yeah, hopefully she's on a coaching course. And then defensive technique could improve because we don't have very good coach ratings yet, but I'm hoping that'll improve with these guys. So anyways, that's the end. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I hope we're learning together. FM26 is new. It used to be, there's probably I don't know, I haven't tried downloading like views for this UI changes. I don't know if I've seen any of those mods yet. There was for previous FMs, but this is new and it's in Unity, which is, I hate Unity for most games. It's fine. It looks fine for this one, like the match engine, but for most games, like I play the odd AVN, adult visual novel game, and games in Unity just fucking suck. There's a RenP and DAZN, which is the best, and the best games are made in those. And then you have people make these cheap little, like, they're almost Flash games in Unity. I don't understand why they use it. We were all surprised when they went to Unity. I guess they got tired of developing their own engine because they were on their own engine before, I think. Just like, when you look at The Witcher 3 and the performance on modern PCs, The Witcher 3 was great and it ran great. Yet they're licensing Unreal 5. And Unreal 5 is taking steps to try and make it run better on PCs. They say they are anyways. But does it need to look better than Witcher 3? Like, Witcher 3 was a beautiful game. Geralt looked good, Triss looked awesome, Yennefer looked great. Like, does it need to get better than that? Why does everyone think that graphics need to constantly be pushed, which makes us have to get better PCs instead of stay on the PCs that ran Witcher 3 perfectly? Like, by the time Witcher 4 comes out, am I going to have to upgrade my PC to play it when Witcher 3 already looks fucking amazing on my computer as it stands right now? And then they're using Unreal 5 instead of their Red engine that they made. Now, making your own engine is tough, and maybe they ran out of capacity for improvement in the Red engine and would have had to design it from the ground up again, like to redo it, the whole thing from the ground up. But people are critical of Star Citizen because it's been in production for like a long time. I was in the Kickstarter. I don't remember when that was. I've been a supporter for a long time. But they tried 3 different engines before they had to make their own, and they may have cribbed off something. Like, I'm not sure if Star Engine is based off of another engine, or they licensed it and were able to rename it or whatever. I think before Star Engine, though, it was Lumberyard, which is don't even remember who puts that out. But yeah, like they couldn't make any of them do what Star Citizen needs to do, and we're starting to see what Star Citizen is capable of once they made their own engine capable of doing what they needed to do. Now, Star Citizen is a unique property, and The Witcher, for all of how much we love it, is not a unique property. Like when you look at the other RPGs out there, it basically runs the same type of thing, right? There's a bit of magic, which is unusual, but whatever. It's the same kind of thing. So Unreal 5 can run it. But the Red engine, I don't know, maybe they would have had to rebuild it from the ground up. But The Witcher 3, like I said, looked awesome. Why can't you just build The Witcher 4 in the Red engine the same? Just keep it the same. Just keep it the same. But they all want to take advantage of the new physics that the new cards introduce. So you have your individual hair moves or whatever. Most gamers don't even realize it, or they turn it off for performance. All the ambient lighting and dynamic lighting when you're riding through the forest on your horse, you don't really notice. You don't really care if there's dynamic lighting on the trees, like with the light dappling on the leaves and reflecting in the water and stuff like that. Yes, it will add to the cinematic nature of the game if it's there, but you don't really notice if it's not. Like we don't need it. It's dumb. The graphics in this game, they say they can make better animations in Unity than they could in their old engine. Fine. But it was fine like for 14 years or however many iterations of the game there was. It was fine. And then they lost a year of game because they went to Unity. They canceled FM25. FM26 has got a mediocre reception. Like, there's tons of people crying about the game. I'm only playing this game instead of FM23. I didn't buy 24. Because you can play the women's team. And I feel like I've explained, the Sunderland women's team needs help. I can help them in real life, but I can help them in this game. And when I say them, I mean the fans and the team overall, because there's very few players left from the team that they actually fielded at the beginning of the game. And eventually they'll all be gone because none of them were Wonder Kids. Corbin is close, but not close enough. Close only, as my mom used to say, close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and shit fights. So, I don't know whoever has shit fights. Monkeys do, I guess. So, yeah, that's my rant about game engines. Star Citizen has taken a long time because they tried 3 different engines to make it work, and they tried cracking everything in those engines to make it work, and they just couldn't do it. Too many bugs. Cry engine, Lumberyard, there was another one in there. I forget which one it was. And eventually, Star Engine. And it looks amazing. Looks amazing now. And you're starting to see the vision. But 3 failed attempts. And I don't ever know how much they were able to port from engine to engine. Kind of based would depend on what code the engines use. Like if it's C++ or whatever the modern day ones are. C++ is freaking old. But that's the one I'm familiar with. And C++ and C++. Those are the only 2 I ever learned anything about. So yeah, anyways, I like to rant. That's it for today. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and of course you can stop watching when I start ranting. I normally do it at the end of the game. And we'll pick this up probably tomorrow, because it's 1:30 in the morning now. Okay, good night, and have a good day. Bye.